Hii ni watu aina gani? But you see, me, I knew this was gonna go there because this is predictable. We've seen people do this for years and they don't want to listen. Wanafikiria they know better. You don't know better. You just have connections.
If you have not subscribed to Alboa Cinema, this is where you will get everything. So subscribe. Ni wewe naongelesha. Subscribe.
So now. Karibu to Alboa Cinema. Yet again. Now, this is a continuation kind of a continuation from the video I did about the Toshi Gitonga's issues with auctioneers and the editor from Germany. About, if you've not, where is that video? Yes, here it is over there. This is like one of my best performing videos. And I see small channels. And also, actually, I've gained up over 200 subscribers from like 500 something I was. So, cheers. Kwa wale ni wapya, karibu sana. Now, this video that I'm going to watch, this one, on Maurice the actor opens up about Wamaitha and why you should boycott the movie. So, this was in August. So, this is when this video came out. It's on Chizi Podcast. Hiyo ni Rapture the Scientist. Kama mnamjua huyo comedian stroke actor stroke, he's done a number of things. So huyo jamaa hapa. Now, on this was on suggestion of this person here, Ride Reels Hub. I'll tafadhali review this interview from Chizi Podcast titled Maurice the actor opens up about Wamaitha and why you should boycott the movie. So, akaniambia hapo, as an upcoming filmmaker, I believe you are doing the right thing and people like this should be called out. So that's the whole point, actually. So I told him I will do it on that day, lakini vitu vika, but so of course I have to follow through and do it. Ava kasema niweke pay bill. So actually I'll just add a number on my descriptions. The things I'm trying to ramp up after I get to 1,000 here subscribers, I'm trying to ramp up to do daily videos. So I'll need someone to help me. So those things will go towards those expenses. Personally, I don't need the money per se. But if somebody is to come on, an editor or something like that, itabidi apewe kitu. Hakuna kitu baya kama kufanya kazi bila everything. So anyway, cheers guys for that video. So I'm going to listen. So I chose where this was like a 1 hour 13 minutes podcast. So I chose where he started talking about this actual thing about Wamaitha. So hapo ndio tuna pick up. So I'll give my commentary as we are going along. There are things I listened to part of it, but I wanted it to continue tuweze kuwa na bit more authentic reaction. Organic is it? But I want to offer my commentary, should I say even advice, or clarify things, because there's some things I already heard, they were not really well understood by the actor here, who is Maurice the actor. So, this Wamaitha movie, by the way, I reviewed the trailer. I have to be honest with you, the producer Kageda didn't like my review because I just thought I was being honest about it, but they took it badly. The truth is, I honestly don't care. I'm just going to say the truth, what I think. I'm going to be honest, So whichever way you take it, it's up to you. But at the same time, my aim has always been the same. We can't continue to relax on our laurels so that every time we do something small, we want all the acclaim where there are so many problems. So this is one of those problems that I thought would be interesting to go through and listen to what this guy has to say. I'm sure it will give us information about all these things. So the entire thing, I guess it's being, I don't know what incited this person. Anyway, it is going to be a bit of a long video. So tukimaliza hapo kuna kitu nataka ni musikie tu kidogo nikicheza hapa. There's something I've been working on and punde. So I'll play there's some things I will play at the end of my reaction to this. So tuendelee kumop the floor uchafu ya industry. So let's go. So I'm starting about the 26th minute there.
Na kuna education tunahitaji. So I mean, yeah man, like that's how it is. Even the Coco.
Sasa basi na of course nilikuwa nimekuita hapa sababu kuna sinema ambayo
sasa nimefika kwa I feel like sasa kuna familiarity. Sasa ni kibonga vitu mingi hapa hivi msema like.
So kuna sinema ulifanya. Hii sinema inaitwaje? Hii sinema unafanya your latest film.
A feature film Wamaitha. Wamaitha
mlifanya na lugha gani? Kiswahili, Kikuyu ama Kiingereza?
So I'll put the reaction I did to the trailer somewhere up. It normally inatokeaga wapi? Hapa somewhere there. Ndio muone nilikuwa nimesema
aje. Kikuyu
from
beginning to end.
So fan base yenye mna target ni watu wa mlima.
By the way, this Wamaitha movie was based on like Mau Mau, kind of like it was supposed to be like an action Mau Mau film, you know. So yeah, so huyu jamaa alikuwa anyway, acha endelee.
Ni wa Kenya bro. Unataka kuniambia kitu cha South Africa yenye imetengenezwa na isiZulu sije ama kosa.
Iko na subtitles.
Iko subtitles.
Mimi niko na video na subtitles.
Iko na subtitles.
That's amazing. So hii movie Wamaitha mlifanya lini?
Last year 2023 from around May. Nilijoin project I think March. I was tied to another project. Nafanya na shoot Faithless. Ni series kwa Showmax. So as I was shooting Faithless ndio ili bring up.
The thing is, by the way, a lot of these actors they are popular in circles because I have to be honest with you, I tried to watch like a lot of the Kenyan series that they have on Showmax and what. You'll find the production quality is good and what, but the stories are the same. The actors are the same. Those shows are created by a very small group of people, so you can see it on every show. Even when they're trying to do something out there, you come back, you just find it the same people, same dialogue, same word. So I've tried, but a lot of the writing it's just it's not. You see, like a really good show, it is word of mouth that will spread it such that everybody knows about it. And the fact that these shows don't seem to have any narratives outside their small groups of, you know, some urban, you know, locales, so to speak, it worries me because, well, it's a business, so you know it's a business that requires new ideas all the time, and because these people don't want to include anyone else in their little cartels, they just end up being mandated. It doesn't matter anyway in Kenya because as long as pesa ikitoka basi, it doesn't matter. But the thing is, slowly we erode our own viewership because they can get better. If we don't do any better, if you're just doing the same stories, oh, huyo mama na ule baba, this one is cheating, mboch ndo huyo, it's getting tiresome. Oh, by the way, don't forget the gangster scenes from the ghetto. Like, come on now.
To my attention. Wamaitha. But then I didn't want to do this movie, to be quite honest. And not for any reason, not for any ulterior reason. Nilikuwa nafikia too much on my plate. Kuna maakta wanoma wanafanyanga 4 projects at a go, 5 projects at a go. Me nashinda.
But it's very difficult to do like more than one project as an actor or even a director. Just several projects at the same time, especially if maybe you're an actor and you need to be a certain character in a series, then you switch to these others. That's why you find a lot of our actors actually have kind of similar roles in everywhere they appear, because they are cast as themselves. They are not cast as an actor per se. They try to just fit a role. So normally that, if you're doing low budget, it's a good way to just remove all the expenses around the training that might take months sometimes to get your actor in the right position. So normally you just pick someone who's closest to what you want. Now, unajua mtu kama huyu, actor kama huyu, they'll have a lot of, you can tell just by looking at him, kuna ugangster nini, all that, maybe kalava boy hivi. As in just speaking, like if I look at him, it's somebody like that. Because for me, like an actor who has dreads and a lot of their character is around dreads and they won't shave or things like that, you tend to be typecasted. So you'll find like mtu kama Ojwang, mnamjua kama Ojwang is somebody else, but you know him as Ojwang, the character in Vitimbi. Is because that's who that's what he did his entire life. So sometimes it works. A lot of the times, in my opinion, it really limits creativity. So somebody just doing things on autopilot, it doesn't matter. Something new comes, they're not able to, transition. So that everybody everywhere you go, if you go to this movie, what they expect an Ojuang or that character they saw in that movie. You've seen that with a lot of the actors in like Citizen. Denise Mwala, Ras Johnny, they have this typecasted role that they've played for years. So it's difficult for people to see him differently. But anyway,
hyper-focus. So like, my manager ali insist lazima nidoe himo.
Oh, he has a manager.
Lazima. Niko na manager by the way. Like manager wangu
management team.
Niko na manager wangu moja because sasa hii game nimeoshwa sana hadi ikabidi. Ikabidi mwanzo nitafute mtu ataniongelelea. Juu ile niko like by then naoshwa, juu mimi ni mzuri. Naosha ngo juu mimi ni mtu mpoa.
Unahitaji manager mwenye atangolea watu.
Jamaa, wacha watu wakusifu kama wewe ni mtu mzuri. Acheni kujiekea hizo eti mimi ni mtu mzuri. By the way, that's very narcissistic. Don't start telling people how good you are. Mimi ni mtu mzuri ndio they take advantage. No, you could just be ignorant. Not that you're a nice person. You really maybe you're ignorant and you're too eager to be seen on the screen. Not that you're a good person. Come on now. A lot of people do these things. That just vile mimi mtu wa church. Nobody cares, man. A lot of actions has to be seen on the ground. Let people say you're a nice person because they've experienced you that way. Si uanze kupreempt watu eti mimi mtu mzuri. Hiyo inaitoka poisoning the well. Ndio watu wa kufikiria njia fulani. So already anyway, tuendelee.
Alafu sasa mimi kijana ako na passion. Unakwambia kama kuna kitu za advice msanii wa Kenya siku ni passion.
No, that's another thing. Artists have this tendency of patting themselves on the back. Oh, I have passion, mimi mzuri. You see, that is lacking objectivity. That is now kujipapasa na bado hujafika hapo. Let people do that for you. Like this thing you're saying, let's listen.
Don't do this for passion. Fuck that passion.
Do it for the money.
Bro, do this for the money, man.
No, look, this is another thing. I'm going to stop. As long as I hear some bullshit, I'm going to say. A lot of the reason why people don't give their best in anything, forget acting or anything, is because they lack passion for it. It's because they are not able to get over humps of hardships because they don't like what they're doing. And I don't know who said that you can't mix passion with money. Everybody does that all the time. Kwa nini unafikiria ukiona Joaquin Phoenix akifanya Joker 1? Didn't you see how he was the Joker? How he transformed? Did you see the passion? But he was also getting $20 million for that. I mean, easy mentality. That's why you don't have depth. Because from your onset, you already have the wrong presuppositions. You're trying to tell people not to do things like art. Art, especially if you don't do it with passion, nobody will feel you. That's why hizi mashow mnafanya hakuna mtu anazifeel. Mnapapasana tu eti bazeti kwa kwa hii. Nobody's feeling you. Because they can feel the fakeness. You're doing it just as a job. You don't have any passion for it. So you're not able to be authentic. You're not able to go all the way. Even if you think you are. That's what kitu moja. Hiyo advice kwanza amekuwapea. Hiyo ni bure. In anything you do in life, make sure that you extract from yourself enough, incitement to do it. If it's just for the money, let me tell you something. If it's just for the money, si utafienda pia ufanye vitu zingine ziko na pesa zaidi. Like, you don't need to be here. There are so many things you can just do for the money. Sometimes to drive excellence, you need to have people who are willing to go the extra mile. That's where excellence comes from. It's just not being a mundane person who goes from one set to set just playing the same role. So I totally disavow this kind of thinking, especially if you are coming up. Don't take this. Be able to mix the two. Know where your skill level is, your talent level, and know how much it is in the market. Those are your two most important things. Make sure you understand where those things collide so they can make you relevant. And I can tell you for free, if you don't do it because you really feel it, I've been a director for a long time. I will tell immediately, ile robot not interested.
Because mimi nilijenga game nilikuwa na philosophy ya kukushinda nikisema I love this so much. And you can truly see I love it. But this new stuff make my downfall.
There is no way loving to do something becomes your downfall. You just need to add information to. I love the thing, but also now have to understand the business side of it, and maybe how to improve marketing, promotion, whatever, networking. You understand what I'm saying? I don't know why you need to extract something that is good just to remain like a bland piece of paper. I don't get these arguments. It's because everybody thinks, pesa, hakuna kitu mnashow, say, you have not made the money to talk like this, boy. I mean, this is actually, it started off a bit disappointing, I have to be honest.
Take advantage of me because I'm napenda hii stuff. But now my manager...
Yes, there is that. Hiyo inakuanga, people will take advantage, they'll tell you, they'll build for you castles in the air. And that's naivety and ignorance. Okay, don't blame passion. That's naivety and ignorance. Do you understand?
Niko na manager anajaribu kuni package, kujaribu kujua venye kwa sababu Kenya manze mimi nikaa imenikataa. I won't lie to you, like this industry. Kuna venye manze imenipatia big middle finger to my time again. Inaniambianga Z. Alafu ile story wase wenye ina reward. Ni hawa wase wenye nakwambia wana cheat the process. So niko like damn. Kwani Mungu hayuko huko?
Yes, that is saying the truth in terms of if you're trying to do things straight and the right way, there's so many people who are willing to, take the shortcuts. For example, kama ni mademu wengi mnaona TV, quite a number of them just gave out punani for that. Sometimes it's the woman who comes straight up and just offers you for a role. Sometimes it's the director or producer that does that, just propositions. So there's that uchafu hiyo yenye nilikuwa nasema that that must be brought up. Forget that. Sometimes even guys wase pia wana side B. Saa zingine it's money. So unapata mtu anakukast juu unaenda kumwachia part of the money that you are receiving. So there's a lot of this corruption that has put in front of you talent that is not cooked, talent that is half baked, sometimes just no talent at all. Maybe somebody just has a big ass, so things like that. He's right on that.
Asi wenye tunataka kuipiga brick by brick, tunaumizwa. So the manager at the time anataka kuni package, so she was taking some classes online on what managers do and people who manage talent do. So kulikuwa na hii stuff ya as an actor you must be cast in type. Lazima sawa kama sio unakiona kama hivi kama unaweza kuwa lawyer nini.
Si lazima, most actors are in that because they don't have the range. That's just the truth. If you have the range, you don't need those shackles. You don't need to be typecasted. No. Have your array. The greatest actors, just go pick from any industry and tell me if they're type. No, it's not. It's another thing. You see, that's why I like to react to such things, because there's a lot of bullshit information that gets passed on because somebody is passionate about something. So right now I'm just giving you experience plus no actually doing research on industries at work. Yeah, so this is not it.
Yeah. Lazima ujue kwanza what your type is.
You must understand your abilities, not your type, your abilities. How far can I transform from looking like a ghetto guy like this and become an executive or become this neurotic person or a mentally ill person or what? Can you do that convincingly? That's really what matters. It's not easy guardrails mnajiekea zenye mmesikia but you don't really understand them like that.
But it's important that an actor knows where they excel and where they shine. So for me, kulikuwa na hiyo media, I'm
that you can reframe it.
I have that duality of nimeishi ghetto. By then I'm like, I do come from the slums, but then as well, it's a thing of east side ingine ya class na life na yelewa pia, because my mom was,
I think there was a generator, I can hear a generator
to give me good education. Alinieka mbele the right individuals who are teachers and taught me. So like, hiyo ndio blessing yangu. I have a brain, I can use it, I know how to reason. So
you all need to stop calling talent my blessing. We just say it's my talent. You see, wase wanapenda kujaza fluff kwa ukweli. You lose the meaning. Just keep to the simple facts. Najua vile wasanii wanapenda kujipapasa, lakini try to keep the
even
facts.
me being an actor inanisaidianga sana the fact that these two worlds hakuna yenye siwezi access, si ndio? So tulikuwa tunatafuta what are the roles I can, you know, ni roles gani ukiniangalia hivi tu.
I'm going to jump because I really want to get to the part where he's talking about the Wamaitha story.
Huko hivi nje
Yeah.
na ndo akwambia unataka kuplay Sonko hata ukai unafanya uji 45 kwanza.
But you see, kuna masonko, if you really, if there's a good script writer, kuna masonko akona madredi wanavaa different other than just suiti. Unaona, pasa my brain is you can't be in the creative industry when you keep putting yourself in a hole every time. I mean, it makes no sense. That's why kila kitu inakaa the same and mundane around here. Hizi ma series zote mnafanya ni makarakta zenu ni the same, but from one series to another, the same character, same thing you did. Like, it makes no sense. Mafans wenu wenyewe wanawaambia, lakini you prefer to listen to the few people who are your close guys. Come on now.
Unajijua
ujielewe kwanza, ndio mtu akikwambia kitu na kama unataka kujichallenge pia unataka ku stretch range yako ujue. I know Mao is also another image that my manager was trying to sell, right? Because we come from that history in heritage yetu. So hii movie venye aliona kuna script nini, nikamwambia kuna hii shughuli nini, she was like you must do this movie more, you must do this movie. And nilikuwa naambia wazee by the kasi hiyo dem kuni convince ningefanya hii movie kwa sababu at the time I had a
role ilikuwa gani nilipewa kwa hii movie?
Kongo, ilikuwa kwa Kongo.
Kongo alikuwa rude boy ama alikuwa na fall into what you do, ndio?
Kongo
Your character yako hiyo.
He was
he's like
a young dude. He's a young dude mwenye anaenda kuingia mama. He's already taken his oath. Unajua kuna hiyo oath. So shakula oath na wako fore. But sasa Kongo ati babake
Some story by the way, I don't know if I mentioned.
Ni sinema ya Mau.
Ni sinema ya Mau. Ni sinema ya Mau. So like iko na history very close to the culture that kusababu mkikuyu, so I've grown up around that culture, those stories. So again, hizi ni zile movies important, ni zile story uko like kama msanii manze ini jani like imekuwekea bila wewe kujua subconsciously, like kwa sababu again I was doing another project, so I was like yeah, nitaweza kuhack, but luckily whatever happened na niliweza kuhack. So nikikastiwa actually kulikuwa like an issue. There was another actor who'd been cast to do it. Maina Wandongo is the guy who was supposed to play that role, but
yeah, I know Maina Wandongo. I've done a few projects with him.
Mzaika ameketi chini na kijana akiwa kwa mti. Mzaika anaona mbali.
So Maina Wandongo actually turned down the role that this guy played. So this is a more experienced actor, I guess. So I think by the time he got to that situation where he's been cast, he's talked to the producers and whatnot, then he turned down the role. So normally you can tell, if you've been around this business for a while, you can tell that somebody is not being honest. You can tell kuna venye mtasumbuana set or whatever it is. So yeah, so as far as this guy is concerned, at least on this, Maina Wandongo, I'll ask Maina if he turned down the role. Then I'll try and get his side of the story. Na hii kiendelea mbele, I'll just I will add that juice. Because right now, sunlight, as I say, sunlight is the best disinfectant. In industry, people behave like it's a hobby. It's not. People are losing and disappearing a lot of money, millions of shillings, but zilikuwa zimesaidia watu hapa juu. Watu wanafanya vitu kwa vyamacha alafu wanasimamisha huko juu kama ndio top. Hiyo lazima tukatae.
Yeye alikataa kupiga hii sinema.
Ndongo alikataa.
Maina Wandongo alisema yeye ni yani ujanja yake.
Aliona noma na mbaya.
Experience is the best teacher.
Wewe unaona noma.
Si hivyo. Mimi najua mimi manze bado nilikuwa
ni ile passion uliniambia.
Niko naive bado. Bado nafikiria.
Yes, naivety.
Kila project baby mimi nimedu Kenya imekuwa kiniseduce. Every day napiga project na oshwa napiga bafu na sema fuck. Man.
And you see, this is the thing. There's a lot of this. That's why for me, I speak out. Because a lot of people lie to actors. Unajua, the reason why I don't have so many issues. Don't yet nimekuwa na do nikilipa wasedo mingi kwa ma project zangu. Sometimes when I'm doing like a short film, I just ask guys, when yaje me I have this money, I feel like shooting this thing. Na warushia script mnaonaje, wanakubali. Terms are clear. There is no ninaambia mazee hakuna pesa, this is what I want. You have a free sato, we go shoot this thing, yeah. I'll give you lunch, transport and this and that. Maybe kakitu juu. Maybe at the same time you'll get the movie. the short film if it was as part of your portfolio. There's ways. Just saizo, I stopped doing that because that's when I was like growing and trying to build my skill. So that's how most of us will get anything done, because pesa ya kushoot inakuanga mingi. And sa ile una do, sometimes you get like a 20-30,000, you're like, see per day nikipata script ya watu watatu naweza enda, because that time you're going to on set, you're the one who's directing, you did the producing, you're filming the thing, you'll do the post production. I just did that recently. Illusion, by the way, film. Which I have a short film called Illusion. So nitaiweka kwa the description of the video mwende watch. So that's what you do, but that's normally is when you're trying to build maybe a reputation and maybe trying to develop your skills. It's not at the moment a commercial thing, but if it becomes a commercial thing, you have contracts with these actors that make sure that they earn. If maybe sometimes you do a short film, unarusha pahali na inatoa pesa. So you should be you have to put the actors in a position to earn that money also, because a lot of producers don't do that. Wengi kwanza ni hiyo tu kulia maza kuna kitu dini, alafu anapata deal, change cast dini, anapotea. So there is a lot that goes on under here that people don't like, but at the end of it, if it's an honest endeavor. Maybe I've had some of the biggest actors in this country come to my set for very little money. Because now I'm being straight up, this is what I'm doing, this is the resources. Sometimes they know my entire budget. They know what I'm planning. And you tell them, hey, there's this chance of it working or not working. Sometimes unafanya pilot. But a lot of people lie. They try to manipulate these people. Because I don't see the point of lying. Because the truth, it never expires. And you'll always come out on the other side, feel just good. Mimi nimefanya vitu na watu wengi sana, they've not paid me, but I'm like, okay, I learned this thing, I got this short film, I did this, I did that. So a lot of the people wanakuweka position, maze, you drop what you're doing, you follow a certain thing, and then you realize somebody's just using you to get to the next spot. Once they get there, they discard you. Wanaenda wanasema, oh, it was hard to work with. That's the Kenyan language for nagonga huyo jamaa. So there is that. So I'm dropping these gems ndio mkue rada. Wacheni kuwa gullible sana. Although I have to tell you, a lot of these things you'll have to experience, because some people are very clever and very persuasive. So there is that also.
Kitu kingine ama nitokea hapa nilinde mjei. Nini mali kwenye niko promise hii ganji asubuhi jioni nitapatiwa hiyo gari ndio itakuwa hiyo.
Hata mjei utagongwa. Hii ni Kenya, my friend.
Man, staff itajipalini. So unapata kuna hiyo seduction ya ama maybe.
But you see, this is already a young guy who's already like, maybe you've done that 2, 3, 4 years, then you're like, oh, itajipa lini. Sometimes it takes 10 years. So kama ujaji gauge vizuri, you know where you stand, what's your level. You might spend 20 years and you just get the normal nothing. But there's like a lot of things work in concert to make you succeed. But you have to increase the chances by being the very best, if not one of the best. So that's why it comes to gauging your talent and what abilities you have. How do people respond to you? There are very many ways you can test it these days, especially. So it's never really an excuse anymore. If you're an actor, you should have now known what people think of you. You should have put a lot of videos out there. You've done your skits. You see how people respond to you if you're really interested. Because many of you just want to, to hapa mini mnoma mama yako who's lying to you about how good you are. She's lying, by the way. You're not that good.
Yes, I'm answer kwa akili ya msanii kwa akili yako kwa like documentary yangu itakuwa like. Yeah, so before that movie,
yeah,
I was really
there's that, but you have to fight against these dreams of grandeur, because they can depress you when they don't come true. So sometimes you're dreaming of something you've not even constructed in real life. So you're just there swimming in your own miasma and thinking, hey, and you start feeling bad because things are not working out, but you've not done the introspection. Tujua ni nini.
Okay. Ndio struggle, ndio sasa, ndio jani, ndio yenyewe. So I'm like, bro, okay, cool, man. Like, yeah.
So ukata hizo
and they get to it already.
but akani convince eventually nikasema sawa. I went nika have meeting the director before tulibriefiana tu yani kidogo, akaniambia what he wants to do with the movie, his plans, his intentions. And before Wamaitha hata ikuja to my periphery, nilikuwa nimeochu Uradi. And my favorite scene in Uradi ilikuwa ile scene ya Bilal na Shiks wakiwa pale hivyo kwa review, walikuwa wanabonga Kikuyu, and I was like man, nataka dunia nione.
But Bilal and Shiks ni mabis. They're actually good, very good actors that can play different roles.
Mwanzo kupigana na mbosi bro, like you see culture yangu, city yangu. Yeah, sure, I can speak a bit of English, I can infer from their culture here and
okay, I need to
exposure I've gotten. The world is looking for the truest, most honest version of yourself. Dunia itakima.
No. Acting is you not playing yourself. So you must convince someone that you're not who you are. You're someone else. You see, people don't understand this. Being out to yourself, that's outside the project you're in. In that project you might have been a murderer. Is that who you are? No. You have to act as a murderer and be convincing. So hii mambo ya authenticity ni hapa nje. Wacha kutoa hii mambo ya screen, ulete hapa nje waze kufikiria ni kaa you know more than others. Hiyo ndio vitu maoli wanafanya, they become so condescending, it's hard to like. So the mambo ya authenticity ni hapa nje. Honesty in your work, that is what I guess you talk. But hii kuwa real, no. Be talented. Refine your craft through the many ways that are out. People know out here how you can practice and train yourself to be that actor. That's what works.
Jinani wako na wase sisi toka hapa kuna maboy ka 5000 wako na dread wanakaa wenyewe wanakaa hapa hivyo Los Angeles, wanataka kupiga mashow.
Okay, what's going on?
Kwanza ni kushow dunike za kanino ni kiact odaga yeko yo. Yeah, ni nasemanga it's an insult to me mtu akiniambia kwa hiyo unasema Kikuyu. You can see the courage. Yes, walikuwa colonized. Like wale wakiongea come here.
Okay, I need to get what's
the soul's language. Yeah. Ukibonga na Gen Z's, millennials, they all have their reasons. They all have very meticulous, very well dressed reasons as to why, you know me, we never want to travel up country. Wakona kila kwa reason yake. But nasemanga we have really failed as a generation because we can't.
Okay, I need to get the movie stuff.
Back in 1956, unasikiza mangoma za Kamaro za
so kwa audition.
Siku audition.
So ulikuja kwa umepenya one time.
Yeah. No, there's a lot of fluff, so I'm trying to
nilisomeza mistari kiasi ndio director I get feel yangu, I get feel ya.
I am more interested in the actual things that happen with the movie and what. So the other fluff normally is it makes things not clear, so you have to kind of ignore it.
Kikuyu yangu juu ndio kitu kuna concern kupata yangu hata sasa hiyo wenyewe wanaweza kwenda Kikuyu
ni noma,
si rahisi.
So cinema yenyewe ilikuwa namna gani, the process before you get
yes Rapture, you need to bring it back quickly,
not even in terms of faster. It's a difficult film,
but I guess it's a podcast, you can just
so tukuna like 2 months prior to shoot tunaenda kufanya stunt rehearsals and stuff. So I mean hiyo ni kitu challenge.
These movies where at least locally I've seen some people like there's some people are doing stunts, some really very athletic, very like hard guys who can do stunts, but generally speaking it's a dangerous endeavor, and if you don't have a budget for it, if you don't have a budget to prepare people and have the safety in place, it's eventually going to cost you more than I don't know if anything happened on this particular set, but it's something to watch out for. Stunts are dangerous, and unless you have the budget to be able to secure people, to be able to make sure that they're safe, how they do them, because mtu anaweza kuwa it can go very wrong. Mulisikia Alec Baldwin alichukua bunde akashoot DOP because somebody along the line missed a safety procedure. So just so that you have it in mind, there are many ways to do these things safely. You don't need to always go to Hollywood, can spend days to do a 30-second action scene. So don't compete there. You don't have the money to do that, and that's the problem I have with current producers. Like you don't understand your limits, your abilities. Kinakangeda, you don't understand your abilities. So when people are trying to tell you've been in this industry for too long. You remember Riverwood. Nobody liked what you're doing there because it was dog shit. You know why it was dog shit? Because you mtaki kusikia. Ukicheki hapo mazee mkona DOP hata jui lighting boss hata angles. You remember what I said about it? That's not something that I said. Even the people who watched the movie, I talked to some after that. It's a fact is a fact. Kangede. Amujui game hivyo vile mnafikiria. And because you have refused to do that, you keep coming up with this. You keep having guys like this talking nonsense about the project.
Sana, man, like, without getting too personal about it, ni wende mpige stance, like, from morning till afternoon, director akuja as watch, as record, nini, but it was super difficult at that period, because us alikuwa na kama wakienda. I'm a stuntman. Wanakuja leo, awagani story ya ganji wanaenda. So unapata manze ule msemo alikuwa amelanizo stunts na yeye instead of perfect, wengine anakuja mnaanza scratch. So kulikuwa na hiyo back and forth.
Lakini mlimaliza sinema.
Hizo vitu tumezoea again.
Yeah, you see that's the thing. Something very important, something very dangerous, but then it's handled very casually because you are dough, because you've oversold what you're offering. Hukuambia watu kweli, so when they get on set you don't agree. Why would a stuntman come to set and then you disagree, or at least on where you're doing your rehearsals and disagree about money? That means you didn't talk to them prior, or you lied or misrepresented yourself. So sometimes you've not even you're trying to get a cheaper person or somebody less professional. You know, all these things work out. You can't have been in this industry for this long and then continue making the same mistakes and you just want us to clap along. I say no. If most of you guys are supposed to show guys the way, keep doing things the same amateur way all the time. Because all of us, we've done local, at least not all of us. Personally, I've done local projects. I've done local that have projects that have been funded by foreigners. I've done projects with foreigners, with locals. There's a market difference. It's not foreigners, I mean Nigeria. I mean like the British, Germans, Americans. There's a market difference because there are very many small things that, not even small, they are major things, but they're treated like small things with many of our producers. It's because they're always trying to, they're trying to be, penny pinching. They want to keep production money. They don't want to spend on it. They have not planned. They don't have the knowledge. It's just a mess. You know?
How long?
Yeah, in 2 months. Like 2 months.
60 days mko shamaliza sinema.
Stunt rehearsal.
2 months and you couldn't pull it off.
Stunts, kissing
something
scenes,
is not right.
Some intimate scenes. So could open hiyo the need to have like an intimacy prep before could build character chemistry na udem. It was like the usual things, you know. I mean, with all the difficulties, I was like, it is what it is. That's how the game is. Tukaanza kushoot movie, man. Sasa kushoot mazi sasa ndio masinkaomba zilianza because so that set ideally when inafaa kuran set ni about preparation. Prep like
everybody knows this. Like you guys didn't really prep well.
Na prep
unajua unapata shida za shida kama food, props aziko, like you haven't planned the shooting schedule properly, scenes taking too long to be done, the people waiting are uncomfortable. There's all these little things in the set that make it very difficult for you to actually get a good product because the people involved they are from one place where they don't know what's about to happen. There is no predictability to what's happening on set. So hiyo inakujanga hizo ma planning na hiyo wase mnajifanya mmefanya ma film a long time, but I can plan a short film by myself better than you guys who mko team kubwa. How does that happen? Why is it that you guys can't improve? Like kila project nyinyi mkipata do mkifanya work juu mnakula do ya production. You don't want to put money in production. Sasa mnaanza kubehave kani nini ni maball. Mna ball na capital. Hii ni watu aina gani? And you see me, I knew this was gonna go there because this is predictable. We've seen people do this for years and they don't want to listen. Wanafikiria they know better. You don't know better. You just have connections. Ndio mmewaja industry imestagnate. Tunapenda kujigamba na kuna movie yenye na make dent pahali. Watu ni maPR tu kucheza hivi ndio watu wasiambiane ukweli. There is nothing we are doing. It's because we have this so many the producers that have the resources and everything. So many just don't seem to know what they are doing, and they're not honest. That is what is going on here. Tuendelee.
Ni prep ni do kuprepare tu yani kukusema ati tutaingia hapa saa 2.
It's not just money. Often it's just knowing what you're supposed to do. Often if you've done 10 years of filmmaking, you know the shortcuts that would give you cheaper, you know how to get things at a lower cost, how to do things easier, more efficiently. Those are the things you learn. It's not just about money. People have money, they may spend dough. I saw somebody spend 10 million on a movie and it looked horrible. Cinematography, there was no consistency. There's nothing that it's overexposed. Like a movie, people are shooting with cinema cameras, it's overexposed. Wapi? Alafu mnataka mweke watu hapo, watu wa cloud. It's unacceptable. Nimesema. It's unacceptable. Can't spend 10 million shillings on a movie and then keep telling people like, no, most of these guys are being given the money. It's just wanakula yo do. Hiyo ndio ubaya, wanakula do na hawajui job. Hiyo ndio ukweli. Hawajui job number 1 na wanakula do.
Tumeanza kushoot nini hiyo ni prep enye mkiwa na that amount of funds mta succeed. Basa Kenya ni Kenya, tushazoea venye sio work, sio kwa watu wa gorilla, sio watu wa we want unaweza enda set yenye watu wanajifanya ni professional sana, wanataka ku act ni venye unaweza kaona watu wamejifanya sana
kuanga hivyo.
All of it top to bottom, from the biggest stage in the country to the most independent, zinafanya zote kwa sababu tuna fake.
Yeah,
we're all faking it.
Yeah, including yourself, by the way.
And I hate this so much for us. When you work with foreigners on their sets, una realizing by the way, kuna vitu mingi basi tunakuwa tumefake. Una realize ile agency na pressure iko kwa industry yetu ikwangi in other places.
No, it's because people plan things well. They know that we are going to shoot this scene for 2 hours. We'll prep it for this long, lighting this long. It's already planned out, so that you know. But also at the same time, this is where people want to go over and above where their capacity goes, not knowing this is an investment that should have been planned from the script stage. Unafanya script yenye huwezi fanya, yani you can't execute properly. It's very strange behavior we have, mostly because we are not, once we get the opportunity, it's no longer about the opportunity, but those resources you've been able to quarantine for yourself, that you won't share with anyone or even use to make more money. You just spend it, get finished, everybody's frustrated.
Wase wamekuwa kipanga for the last 6 months meticulously. So
okay, I need to jump ahead now.
Juu Kenya na manzi hakuna maakta wengine huko hivyo nje wako very coddled, wako na cushion, wanakuwa very yani wametengeneza.
Yeah, but those actors already kind of are in a position where those resources are assigned to them. Most of the Kenyan actors, acha niwaambie ukweli wase, hakuna do kwa industry because you guys have not earned it. For example, siwezi weka huyu msee kwa movie na nikwe 100% yata attract tickets. I've talked about this before. Many actors in this industry, ukimweka kwa poster, si eti watu watakam juu ya hiyo name recognition. No. They'll come probably because maybe the trailer is dope or something they've heard or whatever, or just something. But it's not because I like that actor. That actor always brings it. Si saizi kuna what do you call Gladiator 2. Like people are watching it because of Denzel, because wanajua Denzel bana. He has a line of successes, and he's one of those guys who's very versatile. See, typecasted. Simona amecheza marole zote, from a whimpering father to this assassin to this Roman gladiator trainer. My friend, watu hawaelewi hii game. That's why everybody postures for nothing, including him, unfortunately. You don't get it. Just that you guys, everybody ni kichwa, kila mtu anajua.
Hadi mimi juzi mimi mwenyewe tutonga nguvu wapi bro. tunaweza kaingia hiyo set 6 in the morning.
It's because there's no money in this industry. You have to do more for less until you grow the damn industry. You create an economy with stuff that people want to watch. Na kunanga shortcut hapa hivi. Kila mtu anakikimbisha, no, si mimi. No. I'm just being honest with you guys. You're not able to make money from the Kenyans or anyone else for that matter. You depend on deals and nini, na hizi ma deal fake. Hata mshiki industry yenu is running on what bana? You're not running on the goodwill of the fans. They're not paying to watch your shit. Kama sisi ma series si bure kwa TV, they wouldn't pay to watch that. Just let's keep it real.
Tunatoka hiyo set 3 in the morning. Like umepiga hiyo ni day how long? Umepiga day ya almost an 18-hour, 19-hour day. Producer na
18-19. That one doesn't even make sense.
Na sasa hakuna transition. Sati ati by the way na
okay, now I need to know what the problem is.
Unajua Kenya, the major problem na Kenya, let me say it blanket.
Yeah.
In every industry, comedy, music, in entertainment, even in sports, because sports and entertainment go hand in hand.
Yeah.
The quality, the quantity is more important than the quality.
We don't have even the quantity, my friend. Which quantity? Kuna movie gani ziko kwa theater hapa, my friend? We can hardly put one up every 3-4 months. Like this, that's not a good assessment. Anyway, Rapture is not really a filmmaker, so a lot of people have this perception of a film industry that is not there. One of the least produced things in this industry is feature films. So no.
So the more time you spend, even in football, footballers up.
Yeah.
The more time you spend on the field is regarded as being a professional.
Yeah.
So, for example,
that's one of the main things. That the more time you spend on doing something, the better it makes you. The more you understand it. Yes, that's one of the things.
But a player who comes for like a usual training session, 1.5 hours, and then leaves, and immediately, the natural talent ya football, anaonekana kama mtu mlezi as opposed to a player mwenye anaingia uwanja 8 anatoka saa 6.
That's a fact. The one is putting in more than the other. Rapture, mbona mna behave ni kama mwelewi? The dedication is more important. Hard work is more important than talent, my friend. Hard work is more important than talent. I've seen so many talented people just piss away opportunities because they think they're too good. I just need a couple of hours. No, you can't fight at the top with that attitude, my friend. You cannot fight at the top thinking that you're just talented and just spend the minimal time on preparation. There's nothing like that, Rapture. Ndio kwa sababu wasee hakuna kitu ya maana. You see, you keep on defeating your own arguments because on the ground there's nothing. Hakuna excellence. It's because there are no people willing to put in the hours. Eti mimi niko talented. Unajuaje uko talented? Juu ulikuwa unachenga watu class 5. Wazee kwa mpole.
Saa 6 ndio anaenda na kula lunch, anarudi 4 anatoka.
That's dedication. That is what is required. Allah, as in, are you serious, Rapture? Hapana bala. Kama hivyo ndio umekuwa kufanya vitu, some things are understandable. Hey, wacha.
So iko hivyo. So Kenya tuna value quantity sana.
Yeah.
As long as unaonekana mahali for long, watu believe you are the best.
No, just kuonekana. If you are putting in the hours and doing the work and trying to improve, that's more important than thinking you are this high level talent that doesn't prepare well or puts in minimal effort in preparation. Hiyo ninawakataza kabisa. Stop misleading people, Rapture. That's very wrong.
Yeah, I think we love looking busy.
Yeah, busy.
Yeah, no, but that is not what we mean. Like if somebody is actually putting in the hours the way he was describing, that's totally different. But mtu kupretend and is being busy, that's not working. We know that. So
nataka uniambie sasa shida hii sinema ilikujia wapi?
By the way, you guys mkona fluff mingi sana.
Mmaliza kufanya sinema, mlifanya sinema mkamaliza, mliweka kwa platform gani na gani? Ama mliuza malinki ama mliweka kwa hizi
haijauzwa bado. Ndio maana tunajaribu kumitigate isiuzwe, ikishauzwa imeenda.
So shida inakujia wapi ile sinema Wamaitha?
Kilisa hii cinema personally for me kwa sababu the thing is like I'm looking
Okay,
like
let's
nakanika
get
na
to
mtu
it.
mmoja naonekana ni kama watu wengine wanawake na walikuwa sawa but ni venye tu yani again wasanii wa Kenya ni waoga wote ni waoga
hawezi bonga.
That's true.
Hawezi
That's
bonga.
true.
Lakini
so hadi
before
hiyo ni
tuingie kwa
ukweli.
shida, cinema ilienda vizuri, acting and everything, na
She just said that
production
issues.
ilienda poa.
I mean na hiyo unajua sasa si kitu ati hiyo ni kitu very subjective ina depend na perspective yako in terms of what you think an ideal movie set should run like versus the reality na vitu kwa ground mimi ni mtu by the way ninaweza ka excuse vitu mingi sana nimekuwa kwa hii industry vitu mingi nimelan ku excuse kama poor meals nimelan ku excuse poor time management
Poor meals and poor time management cannot be excused. Those are the two things that will totally destroy a set. Especially poor meals. Like, actually, that's one of the things that saves my sets because I try to make sure people have at least as good or better food that they have at home. Hiyo na inakuanga at least inapea energy uko poa set and hiyo kuplan to make sure mtu akuja akai kwa set hivi for a long time. Sometimes it happens, it is what it is. Something happens on set and you have to redo things, whatever the case may be. But if that's the constant, that everybody has to wait for 6 hours, they came at 8, they're shooting their 5-minute scene at 1, that or 2, it really doesn't work that way. So those two things you cannot excuse.
nimelalamendazi excuse
You
the fact
can't.
that kuna disregard to your people's time so unapata hii set ilikuwa na a lot of hizi ni madome for lack of a better word ni madome tu mingi madome zenye wasanii wenye walikuwa kwa hiyo movie na crew wakiza kuongea ndio tutapinta a real picture of how horrible a working environment it was.
So it was
a
horrible.
working environment
So I'm
But,
guessing
you know,
there's those hizo vitu zote zilikuwa delays, food is bad, watu kuagi on set, there's no actual hierarchy on set where people are listening to each other. I've seen this happen a lot in dysfunctional sets because producer go down. That would happen without any question. I mean,
that's beside the point because again industry tuko pamoja kwa industry tunaelewa hakuna ma investors
Yeah.
so unaweza kupata kama kuna doma nzima kuja ku make movie na conditions zenye mzaka provide si zile nini na mimi nishakubali tufanye job tunaipiga nayo
Tunapiga
sio
tushoot. So conditions zenyewe za kushuta zilikuwa fit.
alikuwa poa
But bado mlipiga shoot.
too big tuanzie hapo shoot vizuri hujatuweka vizuri kama watu wako tunakuwa like as your employees tumeumia
So nani alikuwa director wa hii cinema?
Ndiskangele Mungai kangele Mungai anakoga
Yeye ndiye alikuwa bado sponsor wa cinema, kila kitu ni juu yake.
well from what he told me from the briefing I had with him he had been endo alienda akasaka funding nini he's been in this industry for a while naweza kusema one of the few directors who has solved the quantity problem.
Kangele
has been here for a while. Kangele actually he's a legend. Uangalie zile
he's not a legend. Like, you guys stop misusing words here. Hizo ma movies za Riverwood does kwa ma movie ya kupaka machoka hapa. Come on now, guys. Can people just do something kwanza before we start assigning legendary status to them? Like, legend wapi? Come on now.
Kangele Mungai.
Mungai.
Kangele Mungai.
Zile majob ze amedu za Kikuyu in terms of Kikuyu cinema.
Yeah, but those movies are all they were bad.
This is a guy who
Zilikuwa
understands
down.
the art, the culture
So
of acting
from the one
vernacular.
mheshimu.
No, I disagree.
Yeah, si ndio? Kwani
Lakini-
like
As in, the product shows that he doesn't have that level of understanding. Come on, jamaa, wacha kupapasana. Like, if you're going to say the truth, just say the truth, man. Like, hii kupapasana te legend gani? Umeona hizo ma movies za Riverwood kweli? Anybody? Just go to YouTube here and check those Riverwood movies, bana. Situache mchezo hapa bazee. Hii kupakana mafuta imetoka wapi? Anyway, we always do that pretense. You want to say the truth but also usiseme ukweli sana. That nonsense has to stop. It has to stop.
Along the way ukamkosea heshima.
sasa don't meet your heroes. Don't meet your heroes, man. Don't meet your heroes.
Yeah, so don't call him a legend, then on the next you're saying don't meet your heroes because it showed you he wasn't that guy. Unacheki. Mwache kuongea from both sides of your mouths.
Unapata me by the way, I believe the work speaks loudest for us. As a person unaweza kuwa an asshole lakini job yenyewe unafanya na mimi nimelan kuzopa.
That's exactly me. Me, I don't care that people like me that much. As long as whatever I'm trying to chomoa comes out the way I want and people are happy about it, that's just the way it is. Kama si poa, you take in the whatever criticism you get because a lot of times you can see where you went short. and you change and you move on. Na kunanga hizi ma feelings mingi zenye watu wanajaribu kuwekeana nini eti mseni mnoma, lakini no, si mnoma. Projects zote hawa wase wanafanya ndio wase wamekuwa kwa industry for all these years. Our side they've not improved anything. Every time they get money wanaenda kujificha kwa kujifanya pretense. They don't produce anything ya maana. Mimi niko na movie nilifanya na Wajaka hapa hivi. Iko 180,000 views kwa YouTube. Low budget lakini imeshika, story ni strong, the acting was powerful. I mean, come on guys, stop lying. Acheni uongo.
Mse.
Hakuna movie ya Riverwood imefikia hiyo Moscode. By the way, go watch Moscode on 3D Africa Media.
Kazi yake ni different, yako as a person who different.
Yeah.
Na hizi vitu zote
na hiyo movie tulifanya kaa tujui kitu bado. We just had the feeling that unajua tu basic camera work and what not. Hiyo tu. Watu walikuwa najituma bana. Watu wanajui kitu ya kujituma. Kwanza hii new school hamjui kujituma boss. Hamjui
ni
you don't have as much knowledge as you think you do.
si important.
So Kang'ethe Mungai alifanya nini mzee? Ilifanya mpaka ukakula moto hivi.
So for one thing, mimi paycheck yangu yenye tulikuwa tumeagree na Kang'ethe, mimi nitakuwa very blatant nasi hapa hivi. Nilimesema kwa live fulani manzi, it's so embarrassing to talk about the way our practice in this industry is. But the agreement I had with Kang'ethe was for 50,000 for this movie. Ideally I was supposed to be paid 50,000 for 8 days of work. Kama niambia Karoli kadogo ni Mr.
So ni kama ngiri 6-7
ni ndogo
ngiri 7-8 hapo kwa
8 days you will be done. Mimi nikapiga sababu yangu 8 days 50k na najua naoshwa but sometimes you know I would have shit kwa mfuko ni 50k sina so niko like man sure let's do the thing. I come to learn on later. Na nimelan after nimeran.
But you see, that's what I'm saying. Like once you make a commitment of the amount of money you're taking, it's no longer at your nilikuwa naoshwa tu. No. If kama unafikiria unaoshwa, don't take the deal. You see this moral relativism watu wanaingisha. Kama uko broke kidogo, you'll take the bad deal. From all the time he's been saying, I really don't want to do this project. But it was like 8 days, 50k. You see, you can't have it always. Kama deal ni mbaya, don't take it. Because when you're taking it, what happens? Si unaona sasa unamblame. Because it was a bad deal. But you took it. Once you sign and you agree, you do not get to complain about it. You do not get to complain about contracts you sign knowingly. Hapana.
After umemaliza sinema.
Jimmy Sami, nishakwambia bro ama polisi wanipiga bafu for so long. So nyangi na hapo. Story ndio mimi nilisema.
And then why do you take a bad deal na wamekuosha all for so long? Sisi we stepped back, hatutaki hizo madeal zao. Why aren't you doing that? Because you guys don't want to make the necessary sacrifice to improve something. Ikikuja saa ile kamfuko kana calculate hivi kidogo, it's 8 days 50 Gs. I mean, come on. Na alafu mnalia and you're taking part in it. This is absolutely ridiculous. I didn't even expect, like, anyway, I expect such.
Usiniambie.
Wacha nikurudishe nyuma kidogo. Bila alikwambia Kachuani, uliongea mambo ya deposit ama mlielewana hata kulipa ukimaliza?
Tulikuwa tumeongea
deposit Kenya lazima. Deposit lazima.
So when you know say like mimi nilimwambia mimi venye nimelan document work, I'm not the most eloquent or conversant. I don't know how to negotiate for myself the best. So ningependa sana utumie manager yangu as the avenue. So manager, if you have a problem with me, pia unaweza karizita manager, like sasa ni story ya nimeleta manager hapa hivi.
Yes, if you have weaknesses in that, a manager is definitely helpful, but in a small industry like ours, you can't afford to split the money. Inform yourself about what that is. Your manager, when you called him, he had to go online and find out. Why aren't you joining him to find out that information? Juu unataka kuiweka kando. You're not a star, bana. Like, you guys have, sijui mnajieka wapi. Hii kitu yenye mnafanya, you have to understand it inside out. Hakuna, this is not those back in the day at agent ni anafanya kazi, manager. They can be there if you are busy and you have really like a good budget and you really can't do things. But nyinyi hamna do na mnasema mko na manager. Kia Mungu. Manager hapo acha kwa kutafutia, akileta do na split hiyo do. Si mnakaa pamoja mkimasajiana, hakuna. You don't have the money to have managers and agents bwana. You have not built it. But anyway, sawa.
Afanya kazi yako kwa ngumu. Nataka manager arahisishe kazi yako na yangu. So staff kama ku communicate na mimi details.
These contracts are not complicated. Kisha kubaliana na mtu ni 50 Gs ndipo ni blah blah blah. It's like that. Analipa, anakupea schedule yako, mnaanza kufanya vitu. You don't need any intermediary. You don't need any of these brokers. That's the problem with people who don't have information about what they do. They give people and assign people the most important roles. They don't understand it. They don't understand the business. Nafikiria manager wako akishaingia huko ndani aongee na producer huko, wakijaribu kugonga utajuaje?
Za cabs ni nini hizo details ongea na manager. Sasa yeye kazi yake ni nimedishi poa, nimeingia job poa leo, nimeperform vizuri. Wadosi wanafanya na kazi yangu.
You don't need people to babysit you like that. Wewe si high level hivyo. Wewe si Tom Cruise. Ama manaija wanatengeneza mamita hapa hivi wana Netflix. Even them they don't have. Jua wanafanya, hao ndio wana understand industry where the money is at.
Nataka hiyo feedback ndio ajue venye client wake anakuanga kama hayuko. Unaniget? So mimi manager wangu ananiambia after the fact ndio nilikuwa nimesema nataka hiyo advance. Kangedha alikuwa kwa 40. Hii ni story by the way waliamua yeye na manager wangu wali agree kutoniambia.
You see you see it's like clockwork. Yani yeye anajifanya eti atasainia manager works. But the manager goes there and they do a thing with the producer against your interests. And you're still that manage. No. Listen to me. You all need to stop this bullshit. You guys are not multi-millionaires here that have people need to manage your affairs. You guys are just like everyone else tunaishi and to mouth. Hiyo pesa mnayo manager kama ni manager ama agent anakuletea deal unampea kakati kake. A negotiate huko nini ubaya niwaambie ukweli. Si hata negotiate maybe hata ni 100k aseme acha huyu ndambunga finje. Waongee na producer ni sawa acha nikupe 8 hata mimi nikule mbao. That's how it goes because now you've removed yourself from the important discussion about your money. Manager like what are you guys talking about, man? You don't have that kind of setup. You don't. Like, why are you guys behaving like nyinyi mshafika sasa? You don't have it. Mngekuwa wanoma mngekuwa na hiyo do tufanye nao movie lakini hamna. Ana bado mnajifanya so tiring.
Juu manager wangu alikuwa anajua nikijoin amekuwa mafuti ndio akakata hiyo job.
See that is you see the lies just keep piling up. And the lies keep piling up and destroying everything. So the manager first of all Kangedha amekatalia 40 na walikuwa wamekubaliana 50. She said they had agreed on 50. But now producer amekatalia 40. So huyu msenge mwambia manager angemwambia beje boss wamekatalia 40 utafanya. That is what should happen. The truth, honesty. Hey, amekatalia 40. In fact, if he was a good manager, tell you, on the balance of things, I don't think this hour. You itatani kweni 5k per day if it's 8 days shoot. I mean, you can take it because really that's what most of your values are around. I'm sorry, you're in the market. Kama wezi uza tikiti ya movie bana, hakuna kitu unaniambia juu what's your value. Because what am I calculating your value on? Is it your branding? Can I see your numbers on social media? Do you have hundreds of thousands of people that give you thousands of impressions every day? Do you have that? Where we can leverage that to sell tickets? Do you have? What do you have? Like kuna maswali ya mjiulizi. Ni kila mtu akupostia. Producer na postia. Anakata to do hivi ndia a feedma. We enjoy life while trying to build a product. Ridiculous. You see, that's why I don't like this system of ours. Na watu wanafikiria mimi ni bad mind. Mnaona hizi watu vile wana treat kazi serious bana. Kila mtu anachukua vitu serious ni kama ni joke bana. We can't do this because you can't continue doing this and then you cry later. You've taken part. Morris, you've taken part in your own demise or at least in your own operation, so to speak. Tayari mshaanza kukudanganyana. Manager naenda huko tayari amefanya what I thought they all do because I've been here long enough. Ni vile msikii uliona ndungu aliacha hata kufuata ndungu. Tulisema walikuwa na kitu kingine ya kukulisha. Why don't you turn this thing down so they put a worse actor so the movie tanks on its own merits? But you guys are building up a fake thing. Mnaibuild up fake. Unaona Checkers manager yako tayari ashakugonga na producer.
Kwa mfuko aje katongiri 10 akatumia kangere. Hiyo ngiri 10 ndio anaweza nitumia ka advance. Na hiyo ndio ngiri 10 ilifanya ningie job.
So ukafanya wera.
Mimi nifanya wera.
Jamaa washaangusha value yake. Kwanza I hope you still don't have the same manager, Morris. Because you mseni fake. Nimekwambia tu hapa size hiyo mseni that act that deception. Uko sure ni hiyo tu alitoka kwa mfuko wake ama alikuwa amepewa doo nyingi kiasi wakakuchinjia hapo. This naivety is ridiculous. Now ukue a bit less with less bravado. Ujui vitu mob. Kuna vitu mob sana nimesikia ukibonga hapa. No. There is something that happened, maybe you made some little money. Now you think you know more than you actually do. Kwa industry, hii information yako haiwezi tumika na maakta kuwaka. No.
After kumaliza ni wazangu waniambia.
Especially vile umekuwa hapa hypocrite, unaruka hivi, unakubali, unafanya hivi, unasema madili ni mbaya lakini unazichukua because hapo hiyo mfuko iko light hiyo time. You can't be a hypocrite and expect people to play fair. You can't.
Hiyo msali kama alikupangira 40. Hiyo chuani alikataa. Ilibidi huo dem sasa akajaribu kangine yako mafuti. So ikabidi manager wangu amtumie hiyo and incentivize anipate incentive. Nikapiga job. Basi sana realize stuff later on like saa basi shaenda nini.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's not important. It's important but
tuliumia lakini
mwanzo discover hii mambo ya 40 bado kama after
the fact after movie imerapiwa bro after mazeta siezi niko hata kijamu na jamii nini niko like damn I felt so played but anyway that's the game. So nakwambia I did shoot movie cast na crew man tutaumia yes lakini bro wase walikuwa wamejituma ile design ya mwanzo. Hii movie ni ya mama, ni movie ya Kikuyu ni nini. Hii movie itaenda kufungua milango. Na si milango kwa zetu pekee, inaenda kufungua milango kwa industry yote. Watu waelewe tunaweza kadu hizi vitu juu. Movie kama hii Netflix imefanywa na Kikuyu, yani imefanywa na language.
Hakuna venye huyu msee anaweza fanya movie ifike Netflix. You've seen the quality of his work before. Unajua hizi ndio hizo delusion mnaweka. Ni nini amefanya before yenye quality ya kuingia Netflix hapo iwatengenezee do na jina? Muna mtu kaa Gitosha anaweza point to Nairobi Half-Life. Haisi point hizi zingine juu. Lakini Nairobi Half-Life was a top movie. He had a lot of help to make it but he can point to that. Huyu anaweza point to what? What is Kangethe's best product? I guess it's this one. Still is not good enough. Still no. There were so many technical. Just forget the creative, the story, the acting, the technical aspect, the cinematography, lighting, the move. Even you could tell there were issues with blocking in the scenes. Like sometimes you had to choose frame poor. I could see so many better frames every single time. Like it was ridiculous.
Kuja kijaka, ingine kilunje. Yani isemekane sawa wasanii. Hii maneno ya watu kwa English ishe. Hata by this
aezi isha. That's a business decision, Morris. So a lot of the times you take a Swahili na English because those are the most popular languages with the biggest reach. It's a business decision a lot of the time. Wacheni kuscapegoat ma languages. Script ni mbovu na hujamjaiva vile mnafikiria. Unacheki, ukifanya movie noma ya Kiswahili itaenda kila pahali. Da Kikuyu pia mkifanya vizuri itaenda kila pahali. Because you can watch the many Chinese, Koreans, Indians, what they do it in their own mother tongues and it works fine because everything else is top. The acting, the script, the technical, the lighting, the cinematography, all these things, props, colors, kila kitu, it comes together as a symphony. Na mko hapo nyinyi mnafikiria tu mimi Kiswahili. Nah. Your language is not your hindrance. It's not. Acha nikwambie ukweli, hakuna kitu nyingine. See, everybody is trying to look for an excuse as to why they are not excelling.
Kenyan TV Kenya hawezi act na ngoso siku hizi. Jusi uchoma. Hatuwezi. Hawa vijana wa Kilimani na West.
No, you can do it's as long as it's directed well. because kuna watu wa Ngoso, kwani hawa mababi tuko nao hapa si wako na hiyo lugha, the right context, the right script, everything, it makes it authentic. Wezi sema eti hatuwezi act Kingoso, kwani hatuongei Kingoso? I talk hii kizungu yenye hata Wajaluo naongea ni vile watu huongea. If you try and make it authentic, it works. Nyinyi mmejaza noise nyingi sana kwa hii process. Juu kila mtu anajaribu kujifanya anajua na mjafanya hiyo work. You've not done the actual work to understand what works and what doesn't. That's the problem we have here. So hii kitu anasema, this is also rubbish. Sorry.
Danganya hawezi act kama wazungu. Wameshindwa.
No, why are you trying to act as a mzungu? You are not. Doesn't, like, what are you guys saying here?
So jaribu. Tumeona production kabisa zimeactiwa in full English na za kwanza hata zote.
Unajua
Wanaija wana acting in English most of the time. Yo yao na inaongeza ile accent yao na nini, and it works most of the time. What are you saying, dude?
I'll say on the perspective of comedy, because kuongea kama actor, because unajua acting is another career.
Yeah.
Kuna vile is a joke inakuanga funny. Example, nimepatia character ya Chokora. There's no Chokora in this country who speaks in English. You know that. You know that from
Chokora kwa script ama ndiko kama anaitwa acolyte. Ama ndiko kama
ya kizungu. The actor who was playing that Chokora was trying to play like
Chokoshwa hapo hivi jiji. Like
Okay. This is fluff. I'm just jumping over what I don't think is important.
Very movies all the time. In
Indians love themselves. Like K-pop manzi wanafanya mambo yao.
Korean movies is not K-pop. Jamaa.
Most of the series yenye nilikuwa na watch.
Hiyo them they are. So unapata ni rahisi sana.
Very
connect na
the same problem.
Yeah.
Do you guys realize that there are some sci-fi movies that people create a whole different language and culture from nothing? Do you understand that? It's just that they make it believable. Whatever the context is, you must make it believable. And that goes to the creativity of it and understanding how it's done. So wacheni kuongea tu hivi tu random. Mimi nimewatch ma stand up hapa Kenya za English. Ziko noma sana, very funny. What are you talking about? Like you guys are trying to talk into existence that doesn't exist. Ji-inform kwanza vizuri. Juu hii game, si mmejaribu mmekuwa ndani. Ampenyi. It's because you all think you're all fake. You're fake. You're all trying to wanna be Americans or wanna be all this. You want to be a ghetto person, you not being a ghetto person. You want to be up to uptown. Ujafanya hiyo process, act, rehearse, ufanye mpaka ukue that character. Just want to jump from one set to another, just being you. No.
Try kuweka si kizungu, wanna try kuweka accent. You know there's a difference.
Yeah.
Because wewe ni actor, hiyo ni shida.
A Turkish. Ukiwa
place. South Africans wenyewe walisema hivyo because we were supposed to play a white guy from SA.
Yeah.
No, this cannot be this kilitoke hapo.
That's
and then you know South Africans
lakini kushinda wewe
wanakonga wagabo na wanakonga
I'm skipping the fluff.
Afrika kuna shida ya kujipenda.
Kuna problem moja big controversy.
Okay.
There's a controversy going on now. So kama hiki kitu itakuwa imeisha hiyo controversy. There was a girl mwenye she was born in South Africa. So umefuata hii controversy. It's a very big story right now. She was born in South Africa, but the mother is from Nigeria. So I enroll into Miss SA, white woman.
Wow.
So big.
Xenophobia kubwa sana.
Ilikuwa this nonsense.
Wow.
As in ilikuwa so big.
Xenophobia kubwa sana.
Ilikuwa so big.
Phobia gani?
Threatened. That tukikupata kwa streets, as in South Africans wanasema we don't want anything to do with a Nigerian.
Yeah.
This is a South African thing. And then all of a sudden wakachagua dem Mlami. As in she looks European mpaka nywele ni tunaendelea sasa. If you go on X right now, there's a very big beef between a girl now to represent kama mamake wanamtishia. You know these guys are xenophobia, wanaweza kupata kwako, si unajua tu.
But ni funny sana. Nakuget, lakini ni funny sana vile tunakuwa believe in these borders. These borders.
You said, now, you see, this is when actors start pretending they know more than they do. Borders are important. You have a fence around your house for a reason. You can talk about business and how you exchange goods and services and how we connect with other countries, other tribes, hii mambo eti borders are very important. Staki ujinga ya neighbor kuja kwangu. That's what it is. And actors, stop it. You don't know politics. Amjui kitu. You're adult pretenders. People love you for that. Just leave it alone. Hii mambo mnajiinject kila pahali, ma activism. This pretentious garbage, and we all know it. Stop it.
Hizi borders ni za mzungu bado. Like hizi borders kwa
lakini yeye wako na
My friend, that's everywhere. When you're conquered, people divide up. So unatakaje? You cannot revise history. We are not going back to our traditional lives, my friend. Hiyo ishaisha. Wewe huwezi rudi. Uko na gari, uko na masimu, you speak the English, your laws are like that, you go to church, Mungu ni the same. My friend, like you guys keep having this pretension like tarudi yogekoyo bokusito. Nobody's going back to that shit. This is what happens when you get conquered. Your culture changes. Sometimes even when you don't, even the culture of the person that conquers you changes when they interact with you. You guys need to inform yourself a bit more. Tokeni kwa hizi makokunu za hii fake activism mejiweka na concentrate on the art of the business of art. Tokeni kwa hizi maujinga mnafikiria nyinyi ni mapolitician eti amjui. Mko down. Stop it. Amuoni ujinga zinaendelea US. Na hizo kidem kinatoka kiactress kinajitoa hapo na nose in the air attitude. You know me, the moral person. Yes, transphobia, homophobia, beer. Hizi ndio watu etiphobia. You don't know what phobias are. Do you know what phobias are? Come on, shut up.
A problem which I think because I was watching even the Olympics, wale mathlete wametumwa huko ni walami. I'm like, what is this? And then the president that they elected, and you know this, is a white.
You guys need to stop being, let me just say it real. Tuache hizi pettiness juu ya walami. Walami wamebuild vitu, hata hiyo Olympics mnaenda ni yao. Hizi masimu mnatumia ni yao, economic system ni yao. Wacheni hizi maufala eti hii corruption yenu na mediocrity. Sasa umeanza kupoint. Everybody is pointing outside. No. We have to stop with this rubbish. Because hii si yenu. Mmeletewa kutoka majuu ndio mlie mjifanye ma-victim. Wachana na walami na hizo vitu zao wanafanya. Hii mko na mzee wenu hapa hivi. Ameharibu economy. Mlijua ni mtu mbaya mkampea kura. Blame yourself for your stupidity. Lakini sasa mnataka kutumia hizo. You're always obfuscating. It is so annoying, guys. Like, it's so pathetic. Sasa mnaanza kuweka ma-pressure za politics na identity politics ya Hollywood. Like, cut the crap.
White guy.
In South Africa.
Hey, you know South Africa, so
South Africa, part of a population of South Africans is Boers. Wazungu. Hao ni Waafrika wa hapo, whether you like it or not. Their country is extremely successful when they are running things. It's just a fact. Penda msipende, lakini mnataka kuweka hii identity yenu mcheke ni kama this is rubbish. Make things work, man. Create high quality products. Wachana na identity politics ya kusikia vibaya juu wase wengine zao zina work. So you are looking for all the excuses as to why yours is not working. Umekataa kuchukua responsibility juu ulichukua deal mbaya ulipewa na Kang'ethe. Sasa unataka kublame mzungu na South Africa. Creating narratives.
No, mimi siko up to date Buddha. What?
In the Olympics, they have a white Miss South Africa.
So anyway, back to this movie.
What if those are the people who are doing excellent things there? Have you ever thought about it? Mmekuangalia vile wakina Malema wanafanya vitu, my friend. Mnajua hiyo corruption iko hapo South Africa na sometimes mimi hizi mnaanza kupoint mafingers eti white hapo ndio unajua huyu jamaa na kitu ya kusema. The moment you point on identities, I know you don't have anything to say. You're looking for a scapegoat.
Back to this movie. So niambie nini happened tukimalizia tukimaliza masaa zetu tukimalizia
hiyo cast kubwa walijituma. So unapata hata sasa hii bado kuna kwa hiyo crew kwa cast wenye agemhoga tu kwa sababu mimi sijui by the
part of that is that the cowardice.
But
ni nyinyi mnajiharibia.
Mtu kama mimi unasikia venye nililipo ilikuwa very weird.
So very weird ways. Alirudisha ka 40 bado.
come on, toka hapa.
Hakutoa.
Akafuta alinilipa. Don't get it wrong. Alinipa 40 yangu alinilipa. Demo mwenye alikuwa lead, manza alikuwa na kanja yako demo mbao. Demo mwenye mimi nasema na feel akona rudi biji kuliko yangu. Alimkanja half of what alikuwa anikanja. Which is very wrong.
Why do you think alimkanja half? You see this anyway.
Kama toka high school 2022 ni mtoi like it was neza kasema ime infringe on so many principles and virtues of who creatives aspire to be and the standards you aspire to have in our industry. You know, like first of all, you need to take advantage of a young person, like number one, and then number two tena you imbalance the fact that mini child na uni dame. What is vitu side ndo the world is really in a place where tuna question vitu mingi sana. So kitukaa kulipa dame less for more work na unalipa
so basically for hii cinema mlioga kuoga.
Tulioga kuoga man. Uko Taraji pia sio alikuwa analia juu. Taraji alikuwa analia juu pia anapigwa mafu.
Taraji yule yes mzee.
You see where they're getting their poison from. This woke Hollywood.
Very painful.
Then you need them.
Unacheki size you man. Let me tell you something, first actors. You negotiate. There are people who are supporting actors who will earn more than you if they have a bigger brand. This is not how people get paid. And in fact, hii kitu ya kusema tukilipa Charlie more than this, that doesn't matter. It's the what you negotiate. No, that's why I was telling you, you must know what the value of your labor is. Let me tell you something. If you can be a main actress, right, and the producer decides you're worth this, and you don't know what the exact deal what you should be getting, and you take it, that's up to you. All right, that's up to you. Secondly, if you do not have a brand that I can use to sell the movie, you will not get paid as much as the person who can make me sell tickets. It's just simple. It's business. So first of all, value doesn't come with this Western nonsense. Women must be paid. No, you don't have. Nobody must be paid what for being a woman or a man. It's what you negotiate. Watoeni hizo maujinga mmeweko ya mawok huko za holi. Toeni hizo ujinga kabisa. Nakwambia sahi, Morris. Remove it. You might be using it to pander to make money from watu wa majuu nini ma donation. If you want to do proper business, stop being a goddamn fake victim. Kama udema ametoka high school, ameingia kwa mafisi na ajui what's going on, guess what's going to happen? You're going to be eaten. No, cheki. It doesn't matter. You see, once you sign that contract down there, if you sign a contract and you don't know information and you didn't bother to find out, ignorance is no defense, my friend. And nobody's going to feel bad for you because you got paid lower. It is a kwatu kwa this fake world you've created where your feelings matter more than somebody's pocket. And this is also to Kang'ethe, who apparently doesn't seem to understand the basics of business. Of this business we are doing. I'm going to finish this shortly. We be
alive to these issues of the misogyny and the patriarchy in our industry.
Oh, for fuck's sake. I'm done. Eti misogyny and patriarchy.
And then
this is you see, Morris, I was with you. Okay, I'm not with you with this ones. Misogyny and patriarchy. Unatuletea hizo woke western garbage hapa. Unajua vile wana lose money juu hizi maujinga. It's not misogyny. You've been underhanded. You've been underpaid yourself before as a man. Why is this now misogyny and patriarchy underpay mwanamke? You've been crying here vile umegongwa. Kwani nafikiria ni wanawake pia wanaoshwa kwa industry. You see, you're already creating this rubbish noise in your head. So you are not really, I'm sorry guys, but whoever did suggest I watch this, mimi nimefika mwisho. Mtu akianza kuniambia misogyny and patriarchy, he's lost all credibility. I don't know what is this. He's joined hizo activism, NGO anapata bdo hapo. Maybe that's why he has to say this rubbish. So from what I've gotten, let me remove this. From what I've gotten, it didn't go well. I think the producer did a terrible job of how they set up this entire thing. The planning obviously is wanting, and then there's a lot of information gaps about the people who are supposed to be doing the thing, the producers, the directors, even the DOP that he chose. I know him, Benson. He's not a good. I consider him a camera operator. He's not a DOP. He doesn't understand lighting well, and he doesn't understand framing. Doesn't understand color. He understands very little. You can go and check his works. So I'm just saying that they made a number of bad decisions, including the quality of the cast and crew that he chose. He doesn't have the necessary information to create this level of film. He's not been a good director since I've known him. And I wanted 2 movies zake za Riverwood na Tumalizane. Hata from then till now, these are people who they know how to get the money in there, but they don't know how to plan it, how to pay well, how to do all these things. And on top of all this, as I understand, they don't pay royalties. They don't have those kind of those royalties and whatnot in their contracts. They don't have all these things. And these actors keep acting like they know. They keep, you see, like huyu tayari ashaingia ile uoku ujinga. So mimi sijui mali ataenda, maybe ataact hizo akwe gangster for the rest of his life, na alipwe na NGO fulani afanye like patriarchy and misogyny, dude. Like umeignore vijana wote hapa hiyo wameandapeiwa na wengine hajapewa pesa, alafu unaanza kusema UTP. Like I'm so pissed off with such people. Like get that fake nonsense. Yo patriarchy, misogyny, it's all fake. You know it. Even when you are saying it, inatoka tu kama mtu ana regurgitate tu vitu ameambiwa, ndio maybe wasema majuu wanaweza niona ma NGO women rights wanipedo bure kabisa. No, you see, all of you are the perfect soup to make a shit movie, which you did. Peace.